Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Thursday, 16th of January 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of pre-market commentary. So I hope the bulls at least are heaving a sigh of relief. There was a lot of fear yesterday, and I mentioned it was a tug of war because the day before yesterday the market had recovered. On Monday, the market had collapsed, and the worry was whether it's just a one-day wonder or whether the market will proceed on the bullish side. And yesterday was what we call Matu Pongal in Tamil Nadu, which is where we worship the bulls. And I think the bulls were worshipped enough so that they fought back. And today is Kanum Pongal, which is again worshipping the cattle, which means bulls are also a part of that. So I am assuming that what happened in Matu Pongal will repeat in Kanum Pongal. See, I've been having discussions with a lot of investors who are panicking, especially people who have taken MTF, and now they feel there is no end to the market's fall. Even the experienced investors are talking of, for instance, Reliance falling from 1200 to 600, 900, all kinds of numbers are being put. I think at this time, when there is blood on the streets, is what one should be buying. But actually, when the blood is ours, then you feel there is no more life in our investing capabilities, and therefore we run away. So this is a classic case of where there is blood on the streets, especially for good stocks. I've been focusing only on good stocks. There are lots of stocks even today who have a PE ratio of more than 50, which I would definitely tend to avoid, even though if they have come down 20-30% from their peaks. So in such a case, this is an opportunity and not an enemy, is what I feel. So when I classify this as a bear market, I'm not talking about bear market in the index. I'm talking about bear market in stocks. In many stocks, they have fallen more than 20%. And so those stocks one can look at it. Since I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, I would not like to recommend any stocks, but people who follow me will know what stocks I hold. For instance, the Poly Pongal portfolio is still alive. Generally, we assess it at the end of the Pongal week, which is tomorrow evening, is the end of the week, and then we'll assess what has happened to that. Some interesting things are there, which I will discuss it after the week is over. So bear market is not the enemy; it is the opportunity. I think one has to drill themselves in. So what are the cues this morning? The market advance for the second day. NTPC looked very interesting. I'm really looking at NTPC as a short-term buy also. Mid caps, small caps, everything went up. In reality, bounced back after quite some time. IT, I think, is very iffy. I'm not very bullish on IT, but big boys are bullish on IT, so maybe IT will hold on. Energy advance for the second consecutive session. Reliance. This is what the stock one should focus on because today is the results day. So I think Reliance may not disappoint the bulls this time, at least based on the kind of open interest and a short build-up which we are noticing it since the last many months. Pharma was down. Generally, pharma is, it's a contrarian bet. So when everything is up, pharma is down. So today also it may be under some pressure. Nifty auto was down because I think Hero Motors commentary was not that great. FMCG is somewhat in a trouble because while the overall FMCG growth is there, but the listed FMCG growth I think will be lackluster this time. Nifty Bank closed around flat levels, or actually it closed better. Now, what happened after our markets was the CPI, which we were discussing yesterday, that benign CPI will light the fire under the US markets, and it did. Globally, there has been a rally. Europe markets have gone up. DAX went up more than 300 points. Dow Jones went up more than 700 points. And so was the big move in S&P, which was close to 2%, and NASDAQ closed about 2.5% higher. Many companies especially the banks in US have reported excellent results. So that will give fuel to the rally. So as Trump is going to get inaugurated next week, I think he will be greeted more by bulls, and the bears will be sulking. This is what my assessment is based on what I have been noticing. Gold and silver both gained, and interestingly, 10-year yield collapsed actually from 4.8, it collapsed to 4.65. There was a fear that it'll go to 5 and there'll be recession and whatnot. All the bears were shouting from the rooftops. I think now they'll turn tail. I expect 10-year yields in the next few months to even fall below 4%. It looks ridiculous to make a mention like that, but so did a 5% plus looked ridiculous when the yield was at 4%. So two-year treasury yields also fell about 4 point. In fact, two-year treasury yields is where the Fed controls that part of the yield curve, and so it was down. FI is relentless again. They have been selling, and DIS tried to buy, but the 900 crores gap was, I think, sold by the HNIs and MTF, the broker who would have sold the MTF component, plus some scared people would have sold. So 900 crores actually came from non-institutions, which I'm not surprised actually. When the market is down, everybody sells. When the market is going up, everybody asks what stock to buy. So this was the consumer price index, which has come in line, and I think they will achieve 2% by the end of this year. This is my understanding. They're coming close to that 2.8 level, but I think it will come to 2% sooner or later. Results, you see, PSU banks were hammered left, right, center. Just one of them which has come. Actually, two PSU bank results came. Bank of Maharashtra, which is more popular. You look at that consolidated PAT has gone up by 36%. NPAs are down quarter on quarter. Net NPA is flat, and gross NPA is slightly up. But otherwise, if you look at it, it is, and the NII is up by about 19%. I don't know what else does a corporate have to do to gain the confidence of the analysts. While the analysts may think whatever they want to, but I think as an investor, we are very bullish on PSU banks, and we've been holding it for quite some time, and we are happy with what is happening. Though the markets MTM for us has been negative for the last 1 week, it's okay as far as PSU banks are concerned. HDFC Life reported good results, but it got hammered. See, the mood is to spill blood, whether it is your blood, my blood, or anybody else's blood. So when a result comes, they'll hammer. So Bank of Maharashtra also may face the same thing. But when the market turns, and I think Matu Pongal, Kanam Pongal, and then Trump will, I think, turn the tide for global markets, and I think India will begin to follow. If you look at rupee, for instance, rupee has strengthened after a long time. After 10 months, it has strengthened. So I don't expect rupee to really collapse from here. People are talking 90, 92. Even if it goes to 1992, it is not something big. This year it may go there, let's assume. But we are well within the range of what rupee trades in terms of, on a year-on-year basis. It generally loses against the dollar. I'm doing a session specifically focused on rupee dollar movement since 1990s, and then you'll get a better picture over the weekend. So Punjab and Sindh Bank, again, if you look at NII has gone up by 27%, profit after tax has gone up 146%, but still people say, no, that is not good enough. Here is an interesting thing which I was very concerned about, and RBI seems to have solved it. There is a huge liquidity issue in the market. Probably that is the reason why banks were pummeled. Now RBI is doing variable rate repo, VRR, every day till further notice. Now that's a fantastic thing, because they'll be infusing liquidity. Now today I think 50,000 crores is going to come, and as the day is going to be every day. So you will be flooded with liquidity as we go to the budget. So today the results are Infosys, Axis Bank, and Reliance. Three top companies reporting. Reliance, I think, will report good. Axis Bank will surprise because on the positive, because everybody is very negative. Infosys is a very tricky kind of thing, because people are positive on Infosys. LTI Mindtree was okay. I mean, the other LTTS was not that great. LTI Mindtree, I don't know how good it will be. DB Corp, Havels, and Bansali Engineering are the other companies which are reporting. So we have come to a state where people are panicking. People want somebody to hold their hands. I can't be holding hands. I can only say this. Data and experience both tell me this is the worst time to sell. If you do not want to buy, I mean, I'm again not advice. If you don't want to buy, don't sell. That is my mantra. There is blood on the streets. Everybody is seeing it. And only when markets go up will we begin to believe and remember, oh, we should buy when there is blood on the streets. Now is the time, testing time for the bulls. Matu Pongal has shown, Kanam Pongal is likely to show. And I think good days are here, back. Yesterday will continue to be bullish on a day trading. My mentees know that. Yesterday also it was a good day, thankfully, because we are following on simple mantra BTFD. And we will focus on our entries and exits, and things have worked out well for us till now. The year has been good as far as day trading is concerned. So I'm hoping that if you're focused, we should get things better. So whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.